Welcome back to Analytical Strategy. Today we are talking about 5 brand new ways you can use fire tokens for Survivor strategy. So this is the first season these tokens have been introduced for a brand new Survivor currency. They've been used in an array of different ways, such as purchasing advantages from players on the edge of extinction. If you're on the edge, you can sell these advantages to people in the game. You can give them to friends to form a closer alliance, such as Michelle giving one to Wendell once Parvati was voted out, or Tony gaining these tokens from people in the game to save himself from extortion. You can gain an advantage when you're on the edge of extinction for food. You can get an idol when you get back into the game, or you can improve your chances of winning the challenge. You could also buy something for the tribe, such as a tarp, but we have yet to see that play out as of yet. You can also barter for an advantage in the game, such as Denise getting rid of Sandra in one of the biggest blindsides of Survivor history. It's a brand new currency, and I just want to run through 5 strategies we are yet to see these tokens being used for. So firstly, from what we have seen, these tokens aren't hugely powerful unless a member of the edge of extinction can give you an advantage. So what is the best way to try and get people from the edge to sell you an advantage when they're no longer in the game and are lacking this crucial information? If you have some fire tokens, maybe you could speak to the jury at an end of a tribal, telling them how many tokens you have. You could pretend to tie up your shoe, lag behind from the group somehow when they're leaving tribal, then quickly tell the jury to sell you an advantage for X amount of tokens. Firstly, it's much more likely for the jury to sell you an advantage if they're aware of this information. It also gives you a leg up for votes at the end of the game if you can make it there. Interacting with the jury is crucial, and doing a move that only the jury can see could be hugely beneficial for your game, and potentially theirs as well. It's mutually beneficial, and I think it's a really good move that could happen if you had a few tokens spare. Another option could be using them as a social tool to progress further in the game. As we have seen, they haven't been that advantageous unless someone from the edge gets in touch with you, so parting with them to progress in the game is just, if not more valuable as an advantage, and these tokens are still seen widely by all players as a hot commodity. An option could be, say, like, I'll give you 1 fire token per vote you can keep me alive in the game. This may keep you safe for 4 votes if you had that many fire tokens, rather than 1 vote if you use them all to buy, say, an immunity idol. It may also forge an alliance moving forward and gives players in the game a reason to keep you around. Survivor is all about providing players with an incentive for you to stay in the game, and gaining the only currency in Survivor may just be enough incentive to keep your torch lit for a few more votes. Another way you could use these tokens is by pretending you purchased an advantage from the edge of extinction. This is something Michelle has already sort of touched on by saying she purchased an advantage that benefited her only if she made it to the edge of extinction. However, she only brought this up as she was unable to assist Tony at that point of the game. Bringing this particular lie up that you get an advantage that only works on the edge in general when someone is trying to get fire tokens out of you, or even just for the sake of bringing it up at all, is a great idea. It almost says, don't vote me out, because if I get to the edge, I'll have an upper hand on you if you get voted out after me. Make my advantage not be able to be used by keeping me in the game. Purchasing a fake advantage that doesn't exist as a whole might also work if you are on the wrong side of the numbers, but an advantage on the edge may also work no matter what position you're in the game. It also says to other people, I don't have any fire tokens left, I've already spent them, so don't try and get them from me. But in saying that, it can also make you less threatening as you are out of that currency that everyone is trying to obtain. So one pretty situational use of fire tokens could be deliberately voting on the wrong side of the numbers to obtain tokens by the person being voted out of the game. You'll have this in mind, saying you need to be able to want the person you are voting out to reward you. People are giving tokens to people on their side rather than people that voted against them. So for example, if it was a 6 versus 3 split, voting with a 3, knowing someone from that group is going home, you may be able to get some free tokens out of it. And of course, when you get back, you claim you voted with a 5 all along. Although this is a very risky play, and probably one I wouldn't overly recommend, but it really depends how valuable you would determine these fire tokens to be. So the 5th way you could use fire tokens is to offer to trade your tokens for a reward. Survivor has a mental toll on players in the game, as well as an extreme physical toll. If you're particularly down, you're having a difficult time, or you just need that energy boost, trading a token or 2 to participate in a reward could sharpen you up and give you that extra kick to proceed in the game. A lot of players would absolutely value the currency of the game rather than the food at the rewards, so I think it would be a pretty easy sell if you really needed it. And who knows, you might just find a clue to an advantage while you're participating in that reward. So these are just 5 potential moves that we may see used with fire tokens in seasons to come in Survivor. Are there any strategies with fire tokens that you have thought of that have been yet to be used? How valuable do you actually think fire tokens are? Do you think they're a good addition to the game? Should they stay for good? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Also remember to subscribe if you're enjoying this content, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.